I made a huge mistake with the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and I'm not ashamed to say it. When I first got this phone, I genuinely thought that Apple had overhyped it, and after a week of using it, I was actually frustrated. It didn't feel worth like the buzz to me. It felt like I had just spent my money. But here is the kicker. After living with it for over a month and that honeymoon phase was already gradually dying off, using it daily for work, filming, traveling, I can confidently say I was wrong. Let me explain why this iPhone has quietly become one of my favorite upgrades in the recent year. Now, one of the first things I noticed was the way the heat management works a little bit better. The biggest change you might not notice right away is Apple switching back from titanium to aluminum. It sounds really small, but it changes everything, literally for the good with some quirks. Now, the aluminum frame helps with heat dissipation, and when combined with a new vapor chamber cooling, the difference is so much massive. Like, I didn't even realize how much better the heat management was until I switched back to my 15 Pro Max for a day, and I instantly felt that getting hot to me, and I was able to now appreciate the improvement Apple has done to the heat. The 17 Pro Max stays noticeably cooler while gaming or charging or even recording 4K video. Now, Apple doesn't talk much about this, but the first iPhone in years that has been thermally balanced, in my own opinion, has been this 17 Pro Max. If you move over to the camera section, especially if you're taking videos or images, now over the past months, one of the features of the new cameras I've used a lot is the center stage. The selfie mode, when you use the center stage, it automatically adjusts the frame. So when you're snapping a large group of people, they fit in and you can capture a lot of moments with friends and family. Especially for me that was traveling a lot with my family, I felt a whole lot difference taking those selfies without having to change the orientation of my screen. And also there is that new 8x optical zoom, which is not just digital cropping. It can be good and used for reading signs that are a little bit further from you, and also, there is some AI processing there, but the pictures look visibly sharper, cleaner, and less processed. Now, even if you're not like a camera nerd, you would notice the improvement, especially when you zoom into it. Battery for me is one of the most important things about every phone. And during my day in the life, while I was using this within the first week, honestly, the battery did not hold up for me. And I have a video to the day in the life if you want to watch it to check for yourself. The battery died like around 5 p.m. and I was really disappointed. I mean, this has a bigger battery and better thermals. I expected way much for it, but here is what I didn't consider. That day, the day I was filming the day in the life, I was intentionally trying to drain the battery. I was constantly shooting 4K video clips, editing on the go, posting reels, posting selfies, taking photos non-stop. And once I went back to like a normal daily use, I averaged over 6+ hours screen on time constantly, with still some battery left at the end of the day. Now, that's really solid. It's not groundbreaking as there are other competitors that have better and longer battery, but when in terms of improvement, this has definitely improved. And more importantly, it holds charge better under heavy workload, meaning like you won't notice any sudden drop in charge, especially when you're doing some heavy sessions or like you're filming. The feel and the build quality is one of the most underrated parts of this phone. It's just simply how it feels in your hand. It feels really different in a good way. Now, if you've been using a case or a screen protector, you probably haven't really felt what this phone feels like. It is incredibly smooth, it is light, and a lot more balanced. Now, I'm not saying your phone should go naked without protection forever so that you don't break and you can protect your investment. But what I'm saying is that, like, just for a day, just try it in a controlled environment. Take off that phone protector, take out that screensaver, and actually use this device the way it was meant to be used. You will notice a whole lot of difference. But for you to have peace of mind, the front and the back glass are now ceramic shield 3x, so that should give you a whole lot more scratch resistance and crack resistance and give you more peace of mind if you're deciding to use this for a day without the case. For the display and performance, this display this year is one of the brightest Apple has done, with getting their nits up to 3000 nits screen brightness. And I noticed this visibly, especially when using it outside, outdoors. The color are more accurate, the HDR looks way much better. Also, the anti-glare that is on this device allows me to use it when there are lights reflecting directly on it a whole lot more better. And for performance wise, the A19 chip paired with that new vapor chamber means almost zero throttling. I've had multiple 4K video shoots back to back, and the phone barely gets warm. And this is one of the most consistent iPhones I have used in a while. It is not perfect, but it is somewhat consistent. Now, for the software and intelligence is where I'm still struggling with this particular device. And I'm going to tell you that Apple needs to step up their game, especially when it comes to AI. The competition is way ahead. And I feel like Apple intelligence is not just catching up. It's not smart enough. It hallucinates a lot. It frustrates me so much that most times I just wish that there was a better way for me to just even use ChatGPT directly, because that's what also Apple is using. But the AI on this, nah, it's not giving me what I intended for it to give me. So that's one of my biggest perks about this phone, is that Apple has not still given us the true version of Apple intelligence. One of the good things also with the aluminum frame is that it fixes one of the biggest issues, which was the weight distribution, especially if it's on a surface. It doesn't wiggle as much as that of the last years or like the other versions of the iPhone. But though you still get some smudges, the orange version hasn't really gotten much smudge, and you can just easily wipe it off. By the way, speaking of wiping things up, just wipe down with your mouse to the subscribe button, click on subscribe to the channel. Thanks for helping us stay alive on this channel, and we'll keep bringing amazing videos for you. Thanks for your subscription. Now let's get back into the rest of the video. Here are my final thoughts. I expected Apple to actually go really safe this year with no really big improvement, but Apple has now surprised me this year with some of the upgrades they have done. Better heat management, smarter camera system, improved balance. It is not revolutionary, but it is reliable, and it's a good incremental change. And I'll say, like, if you're just getting this and you've been using like a 16 or 15, you might not feel an improvement within your first week, but just give it about a month and you see some slight improvement. Now, Apple still needs to speed up the charging and also give us a higher speed of wireless charging, and also give us reverse wireless charging before I can even then say like this is a no-brainer for you to get. But if you care about using a functional, reliable battery device that will get you through a normal day without filming the entire day, just a normal day of your normal activity, this phone will get you there. If you'd like to see my review on the iPhone 17 Air, about a month of using it, I'll leave that video for you to check it out, so you can decide if you like to go for the Air or the Pro Max. One thing I'll say is that this phone has surprised me in so many good ways. I'm still hoping for Apple to improve, and if you don't need to upgrade to this phone, you can get some other phones now on the second-hand market, like the 16 and the 15. They are going to be more value for you, but if you definitely need to upgrade, I'll say this phone will give you value for money. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for staying to this part. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.